Welcome to this episode of Required Reading, and we're going to read some comic books with you, like the one we did today, but I'm Steve Zaragoza.
I'm Trisha Hirschberger.
We read The Astonishing Spider-Man and Wolverine.
By Jason Aaron and Adam Kuber. It was awesome. I liked it. I don't know what your initial takeaway was, but for me it was a lot of fun. I don't know that I would necessarily go to this comic for my like serious emotional angst. It's just a good old fun time. I felt like Saturday morning cartoons all over again.
Yeah, it's just a great adventure and a cool self-contained story. And I'm such a sucker for time travel. Love time travel so much, and that's basically the meat of this book. The best way I can set up this comic is Wolverine and Spider-Man traveling through time together. So it's kind of like Benjamin Franklin, Abraham Lincoln time travel.
Yeah, it's a little random, but you like it.
And they hate each other.
Which I love.
Which is great, yeah.
I absolutely love this super, like, one-syllabic answers from Wolverine compared to Peter Parker. Like, hey, I'm just the funny guy.
Peter Parker is, like, pretty much an annoying teenager, and Wolverine is, like, a timeless dude who's just a badass.
You don't need a ton of backstory on either character to jump into this and understand and appreciate the comic. So I think in that way, I think Aaron did a really good job, and also I think he really captured both Logan and Peter Parker's voices. Like when we talk about them talking back and forth and really getting that like badassy kind of mad at the world Wolverine versus jovial Peter Parker funny man.
I feel like it's definitely more Spider-Man's story than Wolverine's. I feel like Spider-Man is more the focus of this book.
I thought that too towards the end. It was pretty evenly split for me up until, I don't know, maybe issue 4, and then maybe it swung back. But yeah, towards the end, I would agree with you.
I love the mystery of this book, like what the fuck is going on at all.
And Kubert, I think this is like a playground for him.
It really
because you get to imagine so many different worlds and bring so many different characters to life throughout this journey.
Yeah, and I love that Spider-Man, like, he told Logan, don't mess with time at all. Otherwise, we're going to screw up time.
Yeah, in the beginning.
And he doesn't care. He's, like, teaching these people how to hide and hunt and make beer and all that cool stuff. Which
Make a really great IPA.
Make a great IPA. And then, the artist got to kind of portray this future of Wolverine's design, basically, of them screwing with time to the point where these natives ended up surpassing humanity because they learned how to kind of, like, survive in the worst situations, whereas we as measly humans didn't survive. That's Wolverine's world.
That's a scary world, Logan.
But it's like badass people that can fight and survive, and also really amazing beer.
I also enjoyed seeing both Wolverine and Spider-Man at all different stages of life in the same comic.
Yeah, you see the teenage Peter Parker.
Yeah, and like drawn different ways and like different styles, and that was fun.
Love the art in this book. Which is like
especially Planet Doom.
Yeah,
awesome.
So cool. The ending is open for interpretation a little bit too. Because, you know, Peter Parker has that thing early on in the story where he's like, everything happens for a reason. You know, I know it. I feel it in my heart that we're here for a reason, time traveling around. And then at the very end, when he finds out sort of why they ended up doing all that, he's still like, well, maybe some things just happen, and
maybe
there isn't a reason.
Have a reason.
And we're kind of just left with these crystals and what's going on with that stuff.
But I think that's also a great question to pose at the end of this comic specifically, because I think you will get people that read it and go, what was the point of this? Like, they're looking for something greater. They're looking for that all tied together, and there isn't any. So I almost feel like it's also Aaron's way of, like, defending the comic, the work of art for what it is. Like, sometimes it can just be, and it's fun, and that's okay. Final thoughts on Astonishing Spider-Man and Wolverine.
Final thoughts, I liked it a lot. I highly enjoyed it. I want to see it animated. I want to see an animated movie about it, because that would be really cool.
Movie
Why not? We've done animated movies about some other big stories. Why not this one? Which would be great. And also, just one thing I have to mention, Spider-Man with a beard. Peter Parker with a beard.
That was crazy.
Come on!
Like Steve, I would like to see this animated and brought a little bit more to life. However, I would love to see it as like a cartoon superhero Quantum Leap. Like, I want to see it in an episodic.
Like
every Saturday morning they like go to a different time and like just keep it going. It'd be so fun.
Maybe the next leap will be the leap home.
It was a lot of fun. and I enjoyed it. And I definitely recommend giving it a read if you're looking for something to pick up.
Trisha,
yes,
what
sir.
does the Twitter say about the Astonishing Spider-Man?
Oh!
Ian Doherty, at N7 Ian Doherty, says, love Wolverine and Spider-Man together. They are the Mathau and Lemon of the Marvel Universe.
Yeah, that's good. I like
it.
that. Francisco Hernandez says, Astonishing Spider-Man and Wolverine is an amazing comic book miniseries. It shows the relationship between the two perfectly. Yeah, I like that. It's definitely yin and yang going on here. It's goofy and serious, and Spider-Man really is the goofy man to Wolverine's straight man.
Uriah Christensen at Uriah1980 says, just read Astonishing Spider-Man and Wolverine. I haven't had that much fun since I started my collection of X Factor 1 through 70. Hashtag SFN Comics.
Ooh.
See, it's fun times.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us on Required Reading with Astonishing Spider-Man and Wolverine.
Yeah, hope you guys had as much fun as we did.
Next week, since we had such an overwhelming response to Lock and Key Volume 1, we're going to go ahead and do Volume 2.
Yes,
Lock
let's
and
do
Key.
it. But now, less about us and more about DJ. What's going on with your poll list,
Yeah.
buddy? Tell us.
Hey everybody, I'm DJ Wooldridge, and this is the pull list for October 16th. All right, we got a smaller week, but it's a good one. We got a lot of good books coming out. Over DC, we have Wonder Woman number 24 and Brother Lano number 5. Now, obviously, if you've been following these pull lists, you know I'm following both of these books. I love them both dearly. They're both written by Brian Azzarello, who's one of my favorite writers of all time. Over at Marvel, we have X-Men Legacy number 18 as it follows Professor X's son, Legion, as he fights the Uncanny X-Men, and Hawkeye number 13, which, if you remember, I actually told you was coming out a couple weeks back because Marvel punked me. It didn't come out then. It's coming out this week. Over at Boom Studios, they're releasing Adventure Time number 21. I love the TV series. The comic book follows the tone perfectly. It's this great, joyful, exuberant experience of a boy coming to adulthood in a strange post-apocalyptic world that has a candy kingdom and ice wizards and a dog that can stretch every limb of his body. It's a blast. So literally all of these books could be my pull of the week. All of them are so good. All of them are so creative. They could be the best book coming out on any other week. But since they're all coming out this week, I'm going to talk about a book that I've been wanting to talk about for a while, but I haven't had a chance to. This one's actually a digital comic called The Private Eye. If you go to panelsyndicate.com, you can check this book out. It's written by Brian K. Vaughan, who's currently been killing it on Saga, and drawn by Marcos Martin, who's been killing it on Daredevil. And together, you guessed it, they're killing this book. It's a killing spree of creativity. It follows a paparazzi member in a world where the social media cloud is blown up in our face. So now personal identities are the most precious things people have. Everybody wears masks to keep them secret, and our main character's job is to find out those secrets. And of course, like any good pulp story, he's gotten in over his head. It's an amazing story. I highly recommend it, and it's especially pertinent to the times we live in now. And the best part, you choose how much you pay for it. When each issue comes out, you get to decide how much you spend. Personally, I threw down the money I would spend on a graphic novel on the first issue, since I know it's a 10-issue limited series, and then I've just been picking up the other issues for free. The Private Eye is at issue 4 right now, and it just keeps getting stronger with every issue. Definitely check it out. So that's what I'm reading this week. What are you grabbing? Let us know on Twitter with the hashtag SFN Comics, and you could be on this ticker right here. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, or you can click this annotation for the rest of our stories. Definitely check out this one. It's FHP. They're doing some cool stuff over there. You're going to want to take a look at that. My name is DJ Wooldridge, and this has been The Pull List.